Hello everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today is a very special day, as we are going to be taking a look at one of my favorite overpowered places in Crusader Kings 3. And with the newest update to the game, this overpowered start becomes even more OP, which I know we all love to see. So where is this magical location, you may ask? Well, it is actually a tribe, right in the middle of Africa. I know, not what you were thinking. But if played right, you could be making an insane amount of gold in no time, easily making you the richest man in the world. Considering that with the new update, we now have the option to create our own ruler to play as, I think we need to take this opportunity to make a very special leader for this overpowered, almost cheesy, infinite money game. And we are back. We decided to go with none other than Jeff Bezos as our custom character, as we will be becoming the richest man in Crusader Kings 3. And let's be honest here, if the real world was like Crusader Kings 3, Jeff Bezos would be winning the game. We did our best with creating him, and we decided to make a young Jeff Bezos, as we want to be able to play with him for as long as possible. He is a fortune builder, as well as a temperate, stubborn, and greedy leader.
I see what you did.
No.
And I feel like those traits really fit his personality. We messed around with the stats, but we didn't want to make him too overpowered, like in real life, so we left them like this. And with that, I think we're ready to go. Alright, we are in Farbas Jeff of Manding.
Look at the top of his head.
So we have chosen our lovely duchy of Manding here, and the reason why this duchy is important is because you can actually build 2 different gold mines in this area. You can see right here in the county of Burr, you can build a gold mine, as well as our capital of Niani, you can build another gold mine. So once we have those built, we'll just be raking in money, and then we'll be able to take over all of Africa, and maybe even the world, just like Jeffrey would want. So just looking over our land, it seems like we're not married, we do not have any heirs, we have too many holdings right now, but other than that, we seem to be doing okay. So I'm just going to do a few realm management things, and then I'll be right back. So I found myself a nice wife here, and she's boosting my stewardship, so I'm able to hold all of my holdings. But the problem is that we are currently a tribal government, and the problem with being a tribal government is that we mostly use prestige to build buildings and buy units. But as we are Jeffrey Bezos and we're going to have a huge gold income, especially when we build our gold mines, we're going to want to switch to either feudal or clan to be able to spend our gold to upgrade our units and buildings. But to become clan, we need to do a few things. First, we need to finish researching these 2 techs in the tribal era, and then we're also going to need to get this tech right here so that we can enforce absolute crown authority and then make the decision to become feudal. But other than that, right now we're sitting pretty. We have 3,000 troops, already more than all of Ghana. So we're just going to be going to a few wars and conquering some of these weaker neighbors that are around us. Alright, so we just hit a pretty big milestone. We now have 380 gold, which means we can build our first gold mine in our capital. This is going to skyrocket our gold production by 5 gold per month, doubling our current income. So I've been taking a little bit of land around the area. As you can see, we're growing, but something just doesn't seem right to me. I think it's the name of our area here. So let's go ahead and change that. Come up with something a little bit more fitting. And what would our people in this realm be called? Now, I really think there's only one option. That's a lot better. Oh no, doesn't that just look great? The Duchy of Amazon. So an update for our gold mine, it is currently 17 months away from being finished, and this region actually has 3 gold mines, but the other one is over here, which is currently part of the Kingdom of Ghana. So what we're trying to do now is just get our army big enough so that we will be able to take over Ghana. They don't have too many units, but they're actually allied to somebody who has a decent amount. So I'm just going to wait until we have a little bit more of a unit advantage before I declare war on them for this county. Our gold mine just finished here in Yanni, and you can see our gold is now skyrocketed to 9 gold per month from this one county here. And this is actually only possible in the new update. It used to be that you would have to create the gold mine in the holding where the gold mine existed before. So that was Wasulu. So you would first have to create a holding here and then create the gold mine there. But now you're able to actually create the gold mine in the capital of the county, which makes it a lot easier to get these gold mines set up as some of these smaller nations. You also can build it even though you're still tribal, when before you had to be at least a feudal or a clan leader to be able to build the gold mines. But now that we're making a whopping 15 gold per month here, we're going to try to switch to feudal as quickly as possible so we can start using this money. We also seem to have quite an advantage on Ghana here, and they look like they're in a bunch of wars already that seem to be not going so well for them. So I think I'm just going to take this opportunity to declare war on them. And we're going to do a holy war for this duchy right here, which includes the county where we can make our 3rd gold mine. So we're just going to get that started. Yeah, we'll come back after. Hopefully we have our 3rd county. So just like that, we have completed our war with Ghana here. And we're going to enforce our demands. And would you look at that? We now have another area. Oh my days, this is amazing. They actually happen to already be building the gold mine in the county. So that actually saves me about 380 gold because the gold mine has already been built here and it's about to finish. And then we'll be making even more money. And we also have enough money now to create our 3rd gold mine here, which we will go ahead and start doing. And we're also going to change this. We want to be increasing the development in all of the lands with our culture, because that's going to speed up the speed which we're researching, and this is the last tech in the tribal era. And if you look at Amazon, it is looking very nice, and I think we should be able to actually create the kingdom of Amazon very soon. And just like that, we have now created the beautiful kingdom of Amazon. It's looking really good. We are actually able to hold 7 domains now, which should increase our military quite a bit. And with another gold mine just established here in the land we just took, we're on our way to becoming the richest, most powerful man in the world, just like the real Jeffrey Bezos. I now have both my sons who have reached the age of 16, meaning I'm going to have to choose which one I want to disinherit and which one I want to rule my kingdom after I die. Because Jeffrey is getting up there in age, you know, he's 46 now. Who knows how much longer he has to live. So my first son, he is robust and quick, and he actually has some very decent traits here, meaning he's going to get some good prestige and piety. But our other son is intelligent, which overall is a better trait, but his personality traits aren't as good, and I'm not a huge fan of the intrigue route. So I think I'm going to want to play as my oldest son. So that means that we're going to want to take some land around us and then give it to our eldest son here so he can start generating lifestyle experience and he can be a better player by the time we get to play as him. After our little war with Ghana, it looks like they have an 8-year-old as a ruler now, and their armies are suffering because of it. So I think we're going to take this opportunity and declare a holy war for their kingdom and get all of this beautiful land for us. And just like that, we have conquered the once great kingdom of Ghana and taken it for Amazon. So that leaves me for a lot of land to redistribute. But once we're done that, our kingdom will be looking very, very nice. So I have just redistributed some of the wealth of Amazon, something that is kind of out of character for Jeffrey Bezos to do. But now both my sons are holding land so they can choose their own lifestyle focuses and start earning experience and becoming better players. We also have completed all 3 of our gold mines now, and you can see we are just getting racks of income right now. This gold mine is still not producing because I'm increasing the control. It's giving me a pretty big penalty. But even then, we're still making 24.8 gold per month, which is an insane amount right now. So you can see how when I adopt clan government, I'll be able to just spend this gold very quickly to upgrade my men-at-arms and just make my building so powerful. And we'll just be unstoppable. So here we were minding our own business, taking a little bit more land. And then we contracted typhus, which at our age is not very good. So it looks like it might be the end for old Jeffrey here. Would you look at that? We actually lost the trait. We healed from typhus. Wow. Jeffrey Bezos is truly unstoppable. This guy's just all powerful and all knowing. I don't think he's ever gonna die. He might live till he's 120. So it turns out you actually don't need royal prerogative to go to absolute tribe authority. You can actually just upgrade your tribal authority at any time, which is actually kind of a bummer because I could have been at 4 tribal authority and we're about to finish researching ledger, so I could have became clan, but now it's gonna have to wait probably until my son becomes in charge, and unfortunately he keeps getting injured and going to wars, so he's a little bit silly, not really following in Jeffrey Bezos' footsteps very well. I am kind of pissed about this whole forgetting to raise my tribal authority because I am just making so much money at this point. Like I have $5,000 just waiting to be spent. And like there's almost nothing I can spend it on. I can upgrade these buildings, but it takes my prestige, which I'm trying to save so I can declare war on more people. It just puts me in a tough spot. So it has finally happened. The great Fama Jeff has died. Very unfortunate. He had a good life though. He died at 69 years old and he died of old age. And at least now we can play as our son, who is actually not too bad, I don't think. If we take a look at him, he's only got this bad trait here, but other than that he's pretty good. So he does have a lot of kids though, which is going to be a problem for us that we're just gonna have to face. So we just finished this little war we had here, and we're gonna go ahead and raise our tribal authority to level 4, and now we can become a lovely clan, which is great news because we'll be able to spend all of this money that we have racked up as Jeffrey Bezos. Long live Amazon. Let's start spending some of this money. So the first thing we can do is we can just increase our armies. And another thing that you may have noticed in the newest update is that these were tribe buildings before, but now all of a sudden they are castles. And not only that, but all the buildings that I had built here have been upgraded to the castle equivalent. The previous update, if you had built buildings in your tribal holdings, they would get destroyed when you create a castle on the land. So now it's a nice little change that makes it a lot easier when changing from tribal to clan or feudal, because you get to carry over all of these nice buildings, which actually helps a ton. So I'm going to go ahead and start just spending all this $7,000 all over the place. So I've just went through and literally any title, any holding that I have, I went through and just chose a building to upgrade or build. I still have 5,500 gold left in the bank to keep upgrading. So this just shows you how powerful these gold mines are. It's actually just really crazy. I truly feel like the CEO of Amazon if he was alive in 1114. So I've also just changed the appearance of Zenku Bezos, Jeffrey's son, just so we can get a little bit. You can kind of see the resemblance to his father, Jeffrey. I'll lay them both up on the screen side by side, and you can decide. But I think he's looking a lot better without a beard. You can better see the resemblance. So we just finished some more smaller wars here on the side, and we are honestly just so powerful at this point where I have maxed out my men-at-arms and I'm just waiting to research more, as well as I'm constantly building in every one of the 7 holdings I have. I'm constantly just upgrading my buildings to get better units or more levies or more gold. So at this point in the game, it's just a matter of declaring wars on all these smaller nations nearby and taking them over. But if you take a look at my military, I already have 13,000 troops, which is actually bigger than any other person in the game. The Holy Roman Empire only has 7,500. The Byzantines only have 11,000 troops. And some of these empires over here, 7,500. So not even 100 years into the game with these 3 gold mines, and we already have the biggest military in the game, which pretty much means that as long as you keep expanding, you're going to win the game. You're going to be able to take over the whole world, truly proving that as long as you are the CEO of Amazon, you are the richest and most powerful man in the entire world. I mean, I could continue playing at this point, but honestly, we're just so powerful that it's just kind of boring taking over all these small nations. So I think that's where we're going to call it quits. If you enjoyed this more playstyle type tutorial video, please drop a like on the video or even a little cheeky subscribe. That's it for me and the Bezos family, and I'll see you in the next video.